So we spend a lot of time talking about cruise prep. Did you pack the right clothes? Did you take the right technology gear? Is your paperwork in order? All of those things are super important when it comes to cruising. Now, until recently, there was one significant piece of cruise prep that never even came into my mind. I think it's super important for everybody. I want to share it with you here today. Stay tuned. Hey, what's up everybody? Tony with Lido, Loca. Welcome to the YouTube channel. If you're brand new here and you love cruising, consider subscribing with the notification bell on so you don't miss out on any of our content. If you've been tracking along with us, you know that my wife Jenny and I are on a weight loss journey for our next cruise. The goal is to be thinner by the time we cruise. That's in about 13 weeks on the Celebrity Equinox, and we've been doing really good to lose some weight. We've made some videos about it. I will link them in the description below, and I'll have a card pop up here if you want to see more of that. So what's been interesting is as we're on this journey to get thinner for our next cruise, we've also been trying to exercise more. Traditionally, we're fairly sedentary. We don't like to exercise. And so the exercise that we chose is walking. And it wasn't really purposeful. It just seemed like the easiest thing to do. But as we progressed on this getting thinner journey, we realized that walking is super important when it comes to preparing for a cruise. And look, we're not just talking about heavy people needing to prepare for walking. I think everybody needs to take some time to prepare for the walking that you're going to do on a cruise ship. And here's the reason. I feel like for most people, you will definitely walk more on a cruise ship than you do in your day-to-day life. It certainly is true for me. I've gone back to my last 3 cruises and looked at the week prior to my cruise, the average steps I took, and the week of my cruise, the average steps I took. And for almost every cruise, it is double. Here's just a quick breakdown of the numbers. All right, let's jump into the cruises. The first one we're going to look at is our cruise on the Oasis of the Seas. This happened back in December of 2018. And on the left is the week prior to the cruise. You'll notice that my average step count, 2,857 steps. And that high day there was 7,364 steps. And if you look over on the right, the Oasis of the Seas kicked it up quite a bit. Went from an average of 2,857 all the way up to an average of 10,167 steps a day. Quite a jump in just a week. And my high step day on that cruise was 11,456 steps. Now in February of 2019, we went on the MSC Seaside. Again, looking on the left, my average steps before I went on that cruise, 4,330 steps. And then once I got on the cruise, again, it shot up over 10,000 steps, 10,511 steps each day, average, with a big day, I believe this was Puerto Rico Day, 15,674 steps. And the last cruise to look at is our cruise on the Carnival Breeze back in April of 2019. The week before the cruise, my average steps, 2,190 steps. And then on the cruise, shooting all the way up to 9,062 steps per day with a high day of 12,410 steps. So as you can see on almost every cruise, I've walked almost double. And you can watch our cruise vlogs. We're not that super active. There are a couple days on the cruise where I'll probably walk out and walk through like San Juan, Puerto Rico. I did that with our friend Don, and we did walk around a lot. That was my high day on the MSC Seaside. But most days we're just leaving the cruise ship. We're going to the pickup point for an excursion. We're walking around the cruise ship, just normal getting to and fro on the cruise ship. And you can see that the steps are almost double. On the last 3 cruises, 2 of the 3 have averaged over 10,000 steps a day. And for me, that's about 4.5 miles of walking per day. I know that we're all different individuals. There's some people that walk more in their daily lives. There's some people that are actively pursuing their fitness. But I just wanted to drop this video and show you, at least in my experience, I'm walking close to 2 or 3 times more on the cruise ship than I am in my everyday life. And I think that one thing that's going to help us on the next cruise is the walking that we are doing. We're kind of conditioning ourselves for walking. And so my encouragement would be that if you're getting ready to go on a cruise, if you got 50 days left, start taking a walk, start increasing how much you move on a daily basis. It's going to make it a lot easier. I know there's times on a cruise where I get back from that long day of walking where I've walked 15,000 steps. My feet are hurting, my whole body's hurting, and I know that probably with a little more prior conditioning, it wouldn't be that much of a hassle. The last thing you want to do is be feeling poor in the middle of your vacation. It makes sense to proactively start adding a little exercise to your cruise prep, add some steps, add just some cardio so you don't get winded, anything like that. Whatever you're doing, maybe take it up a notch. And if you are somebody who can track your steps through like an activity tracker, or if your phone helps you track your steps, maybe be mindful what your average normal walking is and up it a little bit so that you're more prepared for the cruise. I tell you what, a month ago I would have never considered walking to be some sort of form of cruise prep, but after doing it for a while, I'm completely convinced that the next cruise that I go on in 13 weeks, I'm gonna have a lot easier time getting around. So just wanted to share that with you guys. The question for the comments is this: do you do any kind of physical preparation for your cruise, like with your body? Do you walk more? Do you exercise more, knowing that you're gonna have to walk more? Are you somebody that tracks your steps? What are some of your step counts for your cruises? I would be interested to know. The cool thing is, if you're an iPhone user and you keep your phone on you most of the time, it's automatically tracking your steps. And so if you know when your cruises were, I use the Shipmate app for that to tell me the dates of my cruises, you can go back and you can determine how many steps you took during your cruise. So it'd be super interesting to find out, did you walk more on your cruise than in your normal life? And did you do anything in advance to prepare for that extra walking? Leave a comment below. Let's continue the conversation. So thanks everybody for stopping by. Again, if you're new here, consider subscribing. If you like this kind of content, hit the thumbs up button. Follow us on our social media and come over to Facebook and join the Loca fam at the Lido Loca cruising community. This is Tony for Lido Loca, and until the next time, we'll see you on the Lido. Bye.